Hello Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest, Chapter 117. When we last left our heroes, we focused largely on a brief little rematch between Gajeel and Panther Lily and God Serena, with a little bit of checking in on the rest of the team as we realized that God Serena has the last of the Dogger cores, especially after Kiria enters into a brief alliance to help Suzaku and destroys the second to last Dogger core. And Gajeel, he doesn't win the fight, but he does steal the Dogger core without God Serena noticing. And once he gets turned into Levy for a bit and beats the shit out of Sai anyway, is able to destroy that final Dogger core, finally allowing Natsu and Suzaku to do real damage to Dogramag. And that's where we left off. Let's dive right on in Chapter 117, Flame Blade. And I love this cover. The guild's thoughts are now one. We see each of the Fairy Tail members in the labyrinth. All of the Yak seeds are kind of like stuffed together, but all of them sort of like, you know, in their own little panels with the shattered Dogger core in the center. We see just how much damage they've all taken throughout this arc. Though I do love, like, out of all of them, Gray just looks the cleanest, because, like, his fight was so fucking easy compared to everyone else who really, like, who barely, struggled to win their fights. Gray had an easy time of it. The guild's thoughts are now one. We pick up right where we left off, with Natsu landing that blow on Dogramag. And Dogramag realizes, did the Dogger cores get destroyed? And he just laughs. He's just excited for like a fair challenge, I think. Now this is something. A human and a god duking it out. I've never had a handicap this big. But Natsu is just like cloaking himself in flame as Dogramag grins. Alright, bring it on. I'm really gonna enjoy this. Natsu brings in for a kick attack. Fire Dragon's talons! And Dogramag, now that he actually has to try, now that he can't just let his Dogger cores protect him, is really going at it. He grabs Natsu by the leg and throws him into the wall. There! Gwah! Earth Dragon Gods! And he summons this giant, like, Earth Fist. What does that say? Ga Marugio. I don't know what that's meant to mean, what that might be a reference to, but it is a giant fist made of earth coming right towards Natsu. And Natsu meets it with his own fist, leading to, like, just that tiny fist alone, clashing against Dogramag. And we see Natsu spawns all those flames behind him. Fire Dragon Kings! Destruction Fist! And he does shatter the Earth Fist. Ugh! No way. And Natsu is not letting up his advantage here, as he dashes towards Dogramag. But Dogramag pummels him into the ground with an elbow and then kicks him back up into the air. Natsu takes the hit and gets right back to it, except Dogramag throws in another punch. But Natsu is refusing to fall as Dogramag reacts. How stubborn are you? Time for a dirt nap. And he spawns all of these, like, stones around Natsu, about to, like, all come in at him from every direction. But then Suzaku appears in front of him and cuts through the stones with the Krenuki blade. And Dogramag is getting frustrated. You know, he's lost his defense, and he's tried to make up for that with a strong offense, but he's just not taking out the duo here. Oh, but Suzaku knows the important thing, as Natsu reacts, Suzaku? A change. This stone. It can now be cut, which of course, due to the Dogger core's destruction. But Natsu reacts, what? And he tries to punch the stone, but it doesn't break. It won't break. As I said, it could be cut. He has grown weak. I know not the reason, but I can guess. Celine and the cat departed the front lines. They must have accomplished something. And Natsu is just ready to go to bat for Happy again after all Suzaku's doubts. Happy? I knew you were awesome. But with that, now that they know that Dogramag can be beat, they're ready for what they hope will be one final push. The Flame Blade of our title. Flame and Blade working together. The time is now. Come, Natsu. Yeah, show them what we're made of. The power of the Super Fires. And Suzaku just reacts, how odd. You changed the name again. And Dogramag just gets angry now. Sorry, Ignia. I said I wouldn't kill Natsu, but he's really pissed me off now. And he leaves his human form behind, entering into his more powerful dragon form. It's like those humans who arrogantly defied the gods. And he's back in his full power. Just the sound of his roar is like the air that creates Natsu and Suzaku have to really struggle and not get thrown back. Ugh! He returned to dragon form. And Dogramag looks at them. I'll kill you. And he just brings his paw over to crush them. He's fast. And slams down. We see they're both caught under it. Gah! Sa! And Dogramag readies Earth Dragon Gods. Ji Korumea. And that might just be an increase in pressure over the duo there. And like we see the shockwaves like ripple out. I can't breathe! And they're slammed deeper into the labyrinth. Like Natsu can't breathe because he is in the stone. And Dogramag tells him, be a part of my labyrinth. And they are encased in crystal. And Dogramag lifts his foot, and the stone seals, not even allowing them that exit from their crystallized prison. And Dogramag just looks on, and he can't be looking at them, frozen in the crystal. But, like, he knows that they're there, of course. You cannot move anymore, can't breathe anymore. That underlying strength will return to the earth. But, despite all that, the earth still starts to break, shocking Dogramag. And Natsu and Suzaku have broken free of their prison, just like that. Nothing's gonna hold them. Oh, no, it wasn't just breaking free. We see it was the same sort of like, Kurnugi's powers. We see, like, the rip in space-time that I think was a sign of Kurnugi. As I recall, let me see if I can, get a quick look at what his magic was. It's just the Sword Saint Dragon, which I'm a little bit unclear, like, revolves around sword arts, but I remember there being something like this, some void thing, that Suzaku used against Celine, which I'm guessing is basically what we're seeing here. Yeah, like the Underworld Black Purgatory Slash, might have helped them escape there. Just either through that kind of void, like, hole in reality, or just, like, cutting open the crystal. But yeah, they're free, ready to continue the fight. And Suzaku comments, I said I would cut your honor down. However, I have spent all of my power. Because yeah, Suzaku was kind of on his last legs before this recent bit, before this chapter. With that, he's just fully out. Natsu. And he throws Kurnugi's blade to Natsu, who grabs it. Wreath my sword in flames. Suzaku is a bird of fire. And the translator notes Suzaku is a Japanese name for the vermilion bird, one of the four beasts of Chinese mythology. So there's a bit of a metaphor symbolism going on there with Suzaku and the flames. Dogramag reacts, a Unison Raid? And yeah, that's our flame blade. Natsu, sword and fire, Unison Raid, Fire Dragon, slash! And Natsu cuts into Dogramag, to be continued. Okay, so I don't think this is the end of Dogramag, I'll say that much. I still think Dogramag is gonna be... He's at least gonna fall with Ignia. We will see what he will not die before he reunites with Ignia. He might realize it's time to cut his losses and leave. Like, this might be the ending moment of this fight, but it is not the end of Dogramag. He was just brought in. I don't think he's ready to be, like, ousted already. Or take it... I don't think Mashima's killing him already. It's been too soon since he was introduced. And he's introduced to be, like, an ally to Ignia, who is kind of our big bad at the moment. Given 100 Years Quest's, like, general, like... You know, 100 Years Quest is not really a simply constructed story, if that makes sense. Not a terribly complex one either, but, like... You know, as I said just last video, Fairy Tail tended to have, like, there was always Zeref and Akno in the background, but, like, each arc would handle all of its plot lines in that one arc. Maybe there'd be a couple things that carry over, but for the most part, arcs were, like, relatively self-contained. And as I've been saying, it's very much not how 100 Years Quest is set up. So it's hard to call Ignia the big bad, because that's just not really how this series is set up. But still, I still don't think Dogramag is going, as like Ignia's second, I don't think is going down anytime soon. So for all of Natsu and Suzaku and the whole team's success in bringing down Dogramag, he's not dying here. He'll like barely escape, or we've already seen he can die and then like sort of come back by like leaving his heart in the earth or whatever it was. So like no, this is not the end of Dogramag. We've got a lot more time with this guy later, I think. The one concern though is that by having Natsu already beat Dogramag, it does sort of lessen his ability to be an effective villain. Like I guess he could find something to like make him stronger or something, but like barring that, Dogramag has already lost to Natsu and Suzaku. And so it's hard to quite view him as a real threat without something else happening. Maybe something else will happen, we don't really know yet. But for now, it's in this very sort of, well, we'll deal with him later, I guess. Or, no, sorry, I don't know where I'm going with that. That's not what I meant to say at all. In this sort of, like, what can he still bring to the table if he's already lost? That being said, if we ignore Dogramag's, like, somewhat contentious role in the story right now, this is still a real fun fight chapter. You know, watching, like, the pure action of that first half as, like, Dogramag continues to throw around Natsu and he just will not back down. You know, he's making some headway on Dogramag and also just will not fall. And then we get the tag team against the full dragon form. It's real cool. But like it's just an all-around fun fight chapter. It's a damn good time watching, you know, from Natsu and Suzaku realizing that like how things have changed as a result of Celine and Happy's actions and the rest of Fairy Tail, but they don't know that, and even Kiria. And then we get that sort of like that very like begrudging Unison Raid. It's an interesting version of a Unison Raid too. Like Unison Raids. And Dogramag might be kind of wrong here in describing it as a Unison Raid. Like, beyond the use of a sword to channel Natsu's magic, it doesn't really come across like a Unison Raid. Though it's sort of Unison Raid flavored. Because Unison Raids are normally, like, you know, acts of trust between two characters. Their magic sort of enhancing the others. Whereas Natsu just puts some fire on a sword. Though, looking at that last panel, it does kind of look like it's, you know, the sword has become, like, the blade is now made of flames or energy or something. Lightsaber is the vibe it gives me, though, like, it's not meant to be a lightsaber. So maybe it is a Unison Raid. I don't know. Either way, that's still interesting, though. Like, that, you know, Natsu and Suzaku are kind of rivals. They're forced into an alliance here, but they can still use a Unison Raid? I don't know. Maybe they're just like their desire to beat Dogramag is so or also, I've been bringing up for a while that like there is a lot of similarities between Suzaku and members of Fairy Tail. They're both very sort of friend-oriented. You know, Suzaku initially gets along with Fairy Tail when they first meet in Elentier until he realizes that like they're the ones who've been beating his friends back for a while, and that's when he turns on them. Natsu and Suzaku have a lot of similarities, and maybe it is that similarities and their shared opposition to Dogramag here that allows them to work together to beat Dogramag, or to create a Unison Raid. We don't know Dogramag's down yet. But yeah. So, all in all, really fun chapter. The more I think about it, the more I like it, which is always a good kind of chapter. And now, again, I don't think Dogramag is down, but I do think this is sort of, you know, Dogramag's gonna flee here. He's not gonna die, but, like, the Labyrinth arc is ending. The Dogra Cores are defeated. We've set up our next evil guild, or evil, we don't quite know what's going on with Gold Owl, but vaguely antagonistic guild in Gold Owl. And Dogramag is basically down for now, though again, I don't think he will stay down. So for now, all that's left is to see how Mashima wraps all of this up. So with that said, I'm going to leave this video off here. Hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video itself. if you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe or, you know, do whatever makes it happy, you know? And as always, your life is your own, okay? Bye!